Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. We from Team 2 will present our work, which is about the history of computers. Okay, check this out.
What is computer? A computer is a programmable electronic device that accepts raw data as input and process it with a set of instructions or a program to produce the result as output. It renders output just after performing mathematical and logical operation and can save the output for the future use. It can process numerical as well as non-numerical calculation. The term computer is derived from the Latin word computare, which means to calculate. The basic parts without which a computer cannot work are as follows. Number one, processor. It executes instruction from software and hardware. Number two, memory. It is the primary memory for the data transfer between the CPU and storage. Number three, motherboard. It is the part that connect all other part of component of the computer. Number four, storage device. It permanently stores the data. Number five, input device. It follows you to communicate the with computer or to input data. And the last one, output device. It enable you to see the output. Thank you.
Today I would like to explain about history of computers. The first counting device was used by the primitive people. They used sticks, stones, and bones as counting tools. As human mind and technology improved with time, more computing devices were developed. First, I have abacus. The history begins with the birth of abacus, which is believed to be the first computer. It is said the Chinese invented abacus around 4,000 years ago. It was a wooden rack which has metal rods with beads mounted on them. The beads were moved up the abacus operator according to some rules to perform arithmetic calculation. Abacus is still used in some countries like China, Russia, and Japan. Next, I have Napier's bone. It was a manually operated calculating device which was invented by John Napier of Merchiston. In this calculating tool, he used 9 different ivory strips of bones marked with numbers to multiply and divide. So the tool became known as Napier's bone. It was also the first computer to use the decimal point. Next, Pascaline. Pascaline is also known as arithmetic machine or adding machine. It was invented between 1642 and 1644 by the French mathematical philosopher Blaise Pascal. It is believed that it was the first mechanical and automatic calculator. Pascal invented this machine to help his father a tax accountant. It could only perform addition and subtraction. It was a wooden box with a series of gears and wheels. When a wheel is rotated one revolution, it rotates the neighboring wheel. A series of windows is given the top of the wheels to read the totals. Next, I have stepper reckoner or Leibniz wheel. It was developed by a German mathematical philosopher Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz in 1673. He employed Pascal invest to develop this machine. It was a digital mechanical calculator which was called the stepper reckoner, as instead of gears it was made of fluted drum. Next, I have difference engine. In the early 1820s, it was designed by Charles Babbage, who is known as father of modern computer. It was a mechanical computer which could perform simple calculation. It was a steam different calculating which designed to solve tables of number like logarithm tables. Next, analytical engine. This calculating machine was also developed by Charles Babbage in 1830. It was a mechanical computer that used punch card as input. It was capable of solving any mechanical problem and storing information as a permanent memory. Next, tabulating machine. It was invented in 1890 by Herman Hellerith, an American statistician. It was a mechanical tabulator based on punch card. It could tabulate statistics and record or sort data or information. This machine was used in the 1890 U.S. Census. Hollerith also started the Hollerith Tabulating Machine Company, which later became International Business Machine or IBM in 1924. Next, Differential Analyzer. It was the first electronic computer introduced in the US in 1930. It was an analog device invented by Vannevar Bush. This machine has vacuum tubes to switch electrical signal to perform calculation. It could do 25 calculations in few minutes. Next but not least, Mark I. The next major change in the history of computer began in 1937 when Howard Aiken planned to develop a machine that could perform calculation involving large numbers. In 1944, Mach 1 computer was built as partnership between IBM and Harvard. It was the first programmable digital computer. That's enough for me. Thank you for attention. Wassalamualaikum.
Okay, two generation of computers. Generation of computers refers to the specific improvement in computer technology with time. In 1946, electronic pathway called circuits were developed to perform the counting. It replaced the gears and other mechanical parts used for counting in previous computing machine. In each new generation, the circuits become smaller and more advanced than the previous generation circuits. The miniaturization helped increase the speed, memory, and power of computers. And next, first generation 1946 until 1950. The first electronic computers used vacuum tubes as a serious piece of technology that was ENIAC, which stands for Electronic Numeric Integrated and Calculator, invented by G.W. Mosey and G.P. Eckert. From 1914 through 1950, vacuum tubes were widely employed in computers. The first generation computers were very large in size and took up much space in the room. Because vacuum tubes were larger components used in the computers, even some of the first generation computers were such large in size. They took up an entire room. It weighed more than 30 tons and included 70,000 resistors, 10,000 capacitors, additionally as approximately 20,000 vacuum tubes. Computers of this generation could only perform single tasks, and they had no operating system. Okay, next. Characteristic of first generation of computers. 1. Size of these computers were as large as the size of a room. 2. Possession of vacuum tubes to perform calculation. And third, they use an internally stored instruction called program. And then use capacitors to store binary data and information. 5. They use punch card of communication of input and output data and information. 6. They generated a lot of heat, and then they have about 1000 circuits per cubic foot.
Hello everyone, my name is Ammar Taradifa. I will explain about the second generation of computer in 1951 to 1962. The second generation of computer used transistors instead of vacuum tubes, which were more reliable. In 1951, the first computer for commercial use was introduced to the public, the Universal Automatic Computer or UNIVAC-1. In 1953, the International Business Machine or IBM 650 and 700 series computers made their mark in the computer world. During this generation of computers, over 100 computer programming languages were developed. Computers had memory and operating system storage media such as a tape and disks were in use. Also were printers for output. Characteristic of the second generation of computer. The first, the computer were still large but smaller than the first generation of computer. Second, they used transistor in place vacuum tubes to perform calculation. Third, they were produced at a reduced cost compared to the first generation of computer. 4. Possession of magnetic tapes as for data storage. 5th. They were used punch card as input and output of data and information. The use of keyboard as input device was also introduced. 6. These computers were still generating a lot of heat in which an air conditioner is needed to maintain a cold temperature. 7th. They have about 1000 circuit per cubic foot. Thank you for attention.
Trade generation 1963 until 1975. The trade generation of computer was support integrated circuit. In 1958 until 1959, Gilby and Robert Noyce invented the PC integrated circuit, which was a signal component that could have a number of transistors. Characteristic 1. Had oscillators called integrated circuit, which were set for both data processing and storage. True computer was meant that is the war record in seed compared to previous generation. 3. Keyboard and mouse were used for input while the monitor was used as output device. 4. Use of programming language like COBOL and Fortran was developed. 5. The have on those circuits part of the fourth.
Fourth generation of computer. At this time of technological development, the size of computer was redivided to what we call personal computer (PC). This was the time the first microprocessor was created by Intel. The microprocessor was a very large, that is VLS integrated circuit which contained thousands of transistors. Transistors on one chip were capable performing all the functions of computer central processing unit. Characteristic: possession of microprocessor which perform all the tasks of a computer system used today. The size of computer and cost was reduced. Increase in speed of computer. Very large scale. Integrated circuit were used. They have millions of circuits per cubic foot. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Arif. I will explain about fifth generation of computer, 2010 to present. The fifth generation of computer is predicated on artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is an advanced technology that contains various possible applications all over the world. The primary purpose of this generation of computer is to make a device more capable of self-organization and learning, including could respond to natural language input. The 10 million electronic components have consisted of the production of a microprocessor, as this generation is based on ultra-large-scale integration. Although artificial intelligence made computer more powerful, there is still a need for some improvement in the computer. IBM Watson is a common example of computer use artificial intelligence, which was featured as a contestant on the TV show Jeopardy! Microsoft Cortana on Windows 8 and Windows 10 computer, Apple Siri on the iPhone are some other examples of computers that use artificial intelligence. Furthermore, artificial intelligence is also used in a search engine like Google to process user searches. And this is a characteristic of fifth generation of computer. First, consists of extremely large-scale integration. Second, parallel processing. Third, possession of high-speed logic and memory chip. 4. High-performance micro-miniaturization. 5. Ability of computers to mimic human intelligence. 6. Satellite links and virtual reality. 7. They have billions of circuits per qubit. And the example of the fifth generation of the computer is supercomputer, robot, facial face detector, and thumbprint. Thank you for attention.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aditya Maulana and my name is 120705002. And in this case, I will explain about benefits of using a computer. And 1. Increase your productivity. A computer increase your productivity. For example, after having a basic understanding of a word processor, you can create, edit, store, and print the document easily and quickly. 2. Connect to the internet. It connects you to the internet that allows you to send email, browse content, gain information, use social media platforms, and more. By connecting to the internet, you can also connect to your long-distance friends and family members. 3. Storage. A computer allows you to store a large amount of information, e.g., you can store your project, ebooks, documents, movies, songs, and more. 4. Organize data and information. It not only allows you to store data, but also enables you to organize your data. For example, you can create different folders to store different data and information, and thus can search for information easily and quickly. 5. Improves your abilities. It helps write good English if you are not good at spelling and grammar. Similarly, if you are not good at maths and don't have a great memory, you can use a computer to perform calculation and store the result. And 6, the last, assist the physically challenged. It can be used to help the physically challenged, e.g., Stephen Hawking, who was not able to speak, use computer to speak. It also can be used to help blind people by installing special software to read what is on the screen. Next slide. The computer has become a part of our life. There are plenty of things that we do in a day are dependent on a computer. Some of the common examples are as follows is 1. ATM. While withdraw cash for an ATM, you are using a computer that enables the ATM to take instruction and dispense cash accordingly. 2. Digital currency. A computer keeps a record your transaction and balance in your account, and the money deposited in your account in a bank is stored as a digital record or digital currency. 3. Trending stock market. 3. Trending. Stock market using computer for day-to-day trending. There are many advanced algorithms based on computer that handle trending without involving humans. 4. Smartphone. The smartphone that we use throughout the day for calling, texting, browsing is itself a computer. That's it all for me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.